The price of Bitcoin, however, will drive its market valuation to skyrocket from little under $1 trillion to $10 trillion, as it represents a new asset class that will eventually compete with gold. The asset in question, currently valued at $40,000, has the potential to rapidly appreciate to $400,000 during the next few years. Therefore, you should avoid being the cartel member who shorts Bitcoin just before its 10x move. Therefore, in a Bitcoin scenario, it is exceedingly challenging to sustain that cartel due to Bitcoin's enormous upside potential and the fact that it is redefining money. Therefore, purchasers will dominate price discovery due to the characteristics of this new digital synthetic commodity. In this complex mix, where a new asset class is taking off and the total addressable market for Bitcoin is a whopping $400 trillion. That's the market cap of all investable securities, bonds, properties, derivatives, and more. It will be very difficult to maintain a sell order. Furthermore, that may be the entire marketable market for Bitcoin. The currency can be demonetized in the same way that gold demonetized silver. I believe it is now demonetizing gold, previously used a bimetal standard. Here we are operating on a golden rule. Metal silver was demonetized. Cryptocurrency is currently demonetizing gold. The price of real estate will fall as a result. That will cause the bond market to lose its purchasing power. Bonds are traded on a market that is worth $200 trillion. Not even a $1 trillion Bitcoin worth it. You just witnessed a 200x. There will be a plethora of derivative-based price discovery games, which brings us full round to the topic of price suppression. Bitcoin, in contrast to gold, could see a tenfold increase in value due to its... According to the most recent information revealed by Max Keiser, in his interview, the price of a coin is expected to exceed $400,000. Keiser investigated how Wall Street views Bitcoin and its characteristics as an asset class. He brought attention to the manipulative techniques that occur frequently in the gold market, where derivatives trading is used to depress prices. Despite Bitcoin's potential for short-term manipulation, Keiser emphasized that the cryptocurrency's price will be driven much higher by rising demand, especially from institutional investors like BlackRock. Finally, Keiser emphasizes the unstoppable momentum of Bitcoin by talking about how BlackRock's involvement changed the game. Everyone in the cartel has to pitch in for the gold to make it work, so that they can all benefit financially from maintaining a low price. The demand for gold is always there. Someone will always buy gold. You can always find central banks trading gold. Therefore, it should come as no surprise that gold is in high demand. Gold will always have an audience after you've figured out how to use derivatives contracts to artificially inflate prices. In this example, by forging sale orders. You can sit back and wait for the market to correct itself, and there's always demand for gold before riding the price subsequent ascent. This ebb and flow allows the gold cartel to earn 1 to 2 weekly from gold trading. However, by capitalizing on that, you can increase your annual income by 30 or 40 while actually incurring zero risk. The cartel is able to stay afloat because all of its members are aware that a rapid increase in the price of gold poses a threat to their financial stability. Within a day, it increased from 2,000 to 20,000. If that were to happen, it would be extremely challenging to keep a gold cartel together, as the temptation to break the cartel and profit from the risk would be too great. In OPEC, you see this happening all the time with the cartels. It's hard to keep them together because someone will always break them for personal gain, which might lead to a declaration of war. No, we should return the cartel, they say. Stop being so dim-witted. That has truly persisted for half a century will naturally lean towards the upside. Second, nobody likes to stand for the delivery of gold because it is so tough. People say, I have a ton of gold in the market that I'm bidding for, since everything in the gold business is paper or subtle and it's all resolved in cash. It will be delivered to me. Transportation, insurance, and storage are all necessities when dealing with gold. Gold is notoriously difficult to transport, store, and handle. Given that you own the private key to your Bitcoin wallet and don't have to worry about any transaction fees, any pyramidal manipulative price discovery scheme can be easily demolished by simply removing the private key. This is true for Ponzi schemes and other manipulative schemes as well. Because of this one-of-a-kind feature of Bitcoin, which gold also lacks, it is possible to transact a billion or even 20 billion Bitcoin in a single frictionless transaction. Nothing is spent. You might have to spend $5 to transfer $1 billion. Its inherent predisposition toward demonetizing all financial assets in the world is a result of its inherent supremacy. But these factors operate against the emergence of a manipulative cartel that would prevent the price from doing so. Since almost no one buys gold, only central banks do so, and even those institutions are wary of doing so due to the high transportation costs. I believe that the delivery issue is the most crucial factor in the manipulation of gold prices. I can handle an ounce if that's all you need. On the other hand, you also witnessed this during the COVID shutdown with oil, so you know how to accept a ton of delivery. Additionally, oil is notoriously difficult to receive. So the negative US oil price was caused by an exchange-traded fund-like instrument on an oil futures contract. They were forced to roll over the contract when the oil price reached a threshold where it was no longer viable. Furthermore, no one could accept oil deliveries at that time. Thus, they were essentially unable to complete the task. Consequently, the price turned negative as a result. There was the plan laid out. Nothing matters if you are unable to accept the item's arrival. Regardless of the amount, Bitcoin is incredibly straightforward to receive. It wouldn't be any more difficult to accept delivery if the value was, say, $10 billion. Yeah, there used to be these articles in the Wall Street Journal about some Midwest farmer who was compelled to accept delivery of 50,000 tons of wheat because he refused to roll over a futures contract. I remember this from my time working on Wall Street. Unexpectedly, it arrived, they would ship it to you, and it would be yours. Oh my, I totally botched that order. However, for the reasons we've already mentioned, such isn't the case with Bitcoin. Therefore, to reiterate, the answer is no. Well, BlackRock is going to purchase a lot of Bitcoin with their large amount of money, so they're useful stupid. For the past 12 years, we have been leading BlackRock. As an additional first, the common man was able to get in a full decade before Wall Street did. Bitcoin was worth $1 when we were compiling the Keiser report. As a potential new kind of investment, we discussed it. We predicted it could reach $100,000. A large number of our acquaintances spent several $1,000s on 1,000 or 2,000 Bitcoin. They have $40, $50, or $60 million sitting on the side. And they couldn't be more grateful. They are always thanking us. If you're serious about Bitcoin, or even if you aren't, you really must visit El Salvador. You simply must visit El Salvador for its economic and political freedoms, regardless of whether you're just red-pilled or orange-pilled. There will be a Bitcoin halving celebration in El Salvador. During the first week of April, countless individuals from all corners of the globe are flocking to that. A tourist visa to El Salvador, on the other hand, will set you back $12 when you arrive. Prices vary by country, but $12 is the standard. You can enter the country, purchase a tourist visa for $12, and remain for 6 months. The Adopting Bitcoin conference is in October, so you come for the halving party and remain for that. I believe you'll understand everything at once. Even though the Adopting Bitcoin event might not take place until early November, this is undeniably the start of a very dry season, so it's a great time to be here. Plus, the inauguration of President Buchel is happening on June 1st, so it's a terrific time to be here. As a result, you'll be in attendance at a massive celebration marking the start of his second term and his resounding triumph. In my opinion, everyone is cheerful and in a good mood, plus it's inexpensive and the birthplace